Look, there's 2 or 3 of them there.
Really? Let me get my jig.
I lost him.
Well, he probably gonna come back and hit it again.
Look at here.
There's a school there. Same old deal. I threw right in there. After you lost that
there's
one.
about 10 of them down there.
Golly.
Oh, there's one.
he nailed it instantly, didn't he?
Hit it with authority.
I mean, he nailed it instantly. I'm talking about instantly.
Not very big, but he's
he
vicious.
got after it though, didn't he?
He's vicious.
Yep, that's my buddy Stacey King back there in the back of the boat. We're fishing northern Missouri. I don't know what we're going to be fishing. I know that Stacy's going to be fishing a Jimmy Houston spinnerbait. Looks
That's
like
what I got on there
for
right
a
now.
while anyway, at least. I have a little RC2, little Ricky Clunn RC2 crankbait, little small square bill, runs a couple feet deep, 2.5, maybe 3 foot. And we're going to see what happens. We might fish some jigs. We might fish plastic worms. I don't know. But it looks like we got a good day going. That's a good start. We haven't been very far, and we caught a couple little tiny ones. And then that one was a little bit larger.
There's another one.
Oh, there's another one. I might be throwing a spinnerbait myself. We don't have time.
Spinnerbait's working.
We don't have time for those, Stacy. We don't have time for that size. You better catch you a bigger one.
I'll take all of them that bite. I like bites.
I do too. Like that.
Like
Dancing right on top of the water.
Hey, that's a crankbait.
That's a crank. You're supposed to crank it.
Top water. You're supposed to reel.
I'm reeling now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reeling now. Pretty nice little fish, but he seemed twice that big hitting it up on top like that, didn't he?
I thought it was a big one.
Yeah, I did too. I got in a deal this spring, Stacy, fishing with my granddaughter, and I saw a fish move back in behind the grass line. There was like 3 or 4 foot of really, clear water behind a grass line that was 6 or 8 feet. And we were fishing the edge of the grass line, and we'd catch one every now and then. It really wasn't doing much good. And I saw one move back there, and we was throwing a little American original crankbait. And I threw it back there, and you didn't have much room to operate.
Look here. Oh, come
on.
That's a bluegill that big around.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And I threw that thing back here and just kind of danced it, on top of the water, almost like a topwater. And about a 6 or 7 pounder come up there and ate that thing.
Ooh.
And we started doing that, and those big fish, and they were spawning. It was after the spawn, but they were hanging around in between the grass and the bank.
I'll be darned.
And instead of being on the outside grass line like you'd expect them to be. And we caught some big ones after we figured that out. And you'd see them all bite, just like you throw a spinnerbait back there, and every now and then you'd get a bite, but you were getting it out of there too fast.
Yeah.
You got him? That's a pretty nice little fish.
No, there's 2 or 3 with him.
Really?
Yeah, look at them. They're still swarming down there.
I need to get my bait down there. I got one.
Yeah.
he come off. He come off. I think he's bigger than yours.
I don't think so. Couldn't have been.
He finally saw my bait. I was dancing around the area. He come over about 10 foot to get it. And then he come off. Just barely got a hold of the edge of it.
There he is.
A little bitty guy. Might be a bluegill. That's what it is. You better get out of there, cat. You'll be dinner. When you grab a hold of a bluegill, you want to make a circle with your hand like this and come here and start up at the top, and then you can just lay those fins down, and that way you don't get finned. A lot of little kids handle bluegill, and that's the way you want to handle them. Make that circle, and you lay those top fins down. That way it doesn't get stuck. Now, their fins aren't poisonous like a catfish, but just the prick of the pain just from sticking it in will hurt a little bit. But if you handle them like that, you never get stuck.
Oh, there's one. That's a little better one.
That's a nice fish there, looks like. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Yeah, good fish, good fish.
Come up here. Let me look at you.
Absolutely. The fish is long.
Yeah. Come here. Yeah, I know. You want loose, don't you? Want loose.
Fish is long.
Long and skinny.
Long and skinny, kind of like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty bass.
Oh, how you keep your weight down like you do? You keep your weight down pretty good.
Well, I had that bout of cancer a few years ago, and I lost about 25 or 30
you lost
pounds.
a lot then, I know.
And I've gained almost 20 of it back, but I'm still 10 or 15 pounds lighter than I was. And I kind of got to a place where I just stopped. I'm not doing anything.
Well, that's good.
So I feel good, so I'm not worried about it.
There's a fish. Yeah, as long as you feel good, that's the main thing. Fish, they're pulling pretty good. I could put that deeper crankbait on. I went down to a deep smoothie.
Uh-huh.
That's a good fish.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a lot better fish. I thought about, well, he's barely hooked. I mean, barely hooked. I thought about throwing a jig, getting down there a little bit deeper and see if we catch some bigger fish. I put that deep smoothie on. That's that red ear color. That's my favorite color right there, red ear. It will catch them. That's a nice one there. That's the size we're looking for, that and larger or smaller.
Oh, there's a good one.
Oh, he was behind it. He hit right on top too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not as big as you thought he was.
No, but when he hit it, I thought he was a giant.
Yeah, he's a nice one.
I just barely turned that crank.
I know, as soon as you
blasted
hit
it.
Yeah, yeah, as soon as it hit the water.
Grow up.
There he is, a little bitty one. He's not as little as I thought he was. He's not bad. I switched to a jig, just try to get down a little bit deeper. I put that deep smoothie on. And it caught a little bit larger fish. So I switched to a Lucky Strike Legends jig. Get that thing down a little bit deeper, and look what happened. Looky there, and that fish is a lot fatter than the fish we've been catching too, Stacey.
That is a nice one.
That's a nice fish. He's got crawfish whiskers sticking out of his throat. What do you think we ought to fish with?
Yeah.
Here's what we ought to fish with. That's a Jimmy Houston football head Legends jig right there, and I've got a V&M Wild Thing craw on it.
Looky here.
Me too.
There's a double for you.
Well, there's a double right there. Both of them about the same size. Boy, he ate it too. Look at that jig, clear down his throat. Well, we found a little bit larger size fish. Wouldn't surprise me we don't catch something sure enough big here in a little bit. We are smacking them. I'm talking about smacking them right now.
I love a jig. It's a great hookup bait.
Yeah, it really is, you know. A lot of people think with a jig that you have to have a real good sense of feel and everything. They will hold a jig a long time. They'll hold a worm a long time. Now, sometimes you don't feel them bite, but if something feels different, set the hook. It's usually a fish when it feels different. And they think they've got a crawdad in their mouth. They're not going to spit it out. They're going to hold on to it. And so you have a little bit of extra time with a jig that you might think you have. You don't have to hit them instantly. You can let them get that thing down their throat real good. It's not bad. They're just a little bit better sized fish. If you're fishing in a tournament.
Now I got no crawdad left.
We got a few craws. I know where a Bass Pro Shop store is close by, Stacey. We can buy some more.
Let's go do it. You bet.
Not real close, but it might be worth a run if we had to go to it. That felt pretty good when I hit him. Not bad. Not bad. Fat little guy. Come here, baby doll. Another crawl gone. At least he's not stealing my jig too, Stacey.
Yeah.
I see we're coming up on another point.
Here we come.
I bet if we fish that deep off that point, there might be a big one right there. Golly.
What is that? I had one
too.
too.
One too. That fish hit serious.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, no, I lost him again.
Again?
Oh, he's back.
Pretty nice fish right here. It's a nice fish right here. Yeah. If he was in a tournament, that's Coal City right there.
Those are the kind you
Oh,
want
both of them
right
are good.
There. Look at that.
Both of them are good. Hey, swing them up here, Stace. That is the size. That is the size you want right there.
Those are fat ones.
That is the size you want right there. That's Coal City right there. Whoops, he got away.
Pretty bad.
Woo!
I didn't get him till the third try.
There's a wad of fish right there.
Oh, looky here.
Well, he was way out here, wasn't he? Oh, another good fish. Another good one.
I worked that thing 3 or 4 times and started swimming it back, and he grabbed it.
Hit it swimming?
I mean, ate it all the way.
I'm going to turn the boat around. I'm going to turn the boat around so we can, they're kind of laying right on the upside of this point. Those are nice fish right there in that school.
Hey, he got both my legs. Let's see if I can get one with just the crawdad.
Pretty far out. You know what? We might have drawn them off of that ledge a little bit.
Oh, I missed it.
They're hitting a little bit further out now. We might have pulled them off. Too deep out here to power pole down. We're out here in 22 feet of water. We're throwing up there in about 5, dropping it down into about 8 to 10. Those fish are down about 8 to 10. But they're in a school, and so when we hook one, it's likely we're pulling them back toward this deeper water out away from there. And some of them are starting to hit a little bit further away from that edge of that ledge. It's where it's dropping off from about 5 to about 10 foot. That's where we've been getting the bites. I don't know.
Oh,
got him?
Way out here.
I think we drew them out, or they just may be further out. A lot of them might be. You know, the first 2 we caught out of this school was the biggest 2, though,
Yep.
seems like.
Oh, he threw my crawdad off.
Hey, you want me to swim for it, get it back for you?
Bass.
They may get thicker as we get closer to this point.
I've still got one leg on it.
Oh, that's all you need is one. That's all you need.
I mean, he's stout.
He's stout. That is a good fish. He got a big belly on him, too. He's broad. He's broad.
He straightened me out when he took off on that
He's
first
strong.
run.
That's a good fish.
Yeah.
That's a good fish.
Come on.
Look how fat that fish is. Holy cow. We're definitely catching a better quality fish on the jigs.
He doesn't like that jig in his nose either.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't like that, huh?
Boy, I had
that crawdad's fighting back.
I mean, to tell you, that hook and that jig got him. Isn't that a pretty thing?
That's beautiful
Beautiful.
fish.
Look how fat that belly is on that fish.
Has he got crawfish whiskers sticking out
I'm
his
about to lose
throat?
my rod in the water. All right, you grow up, Bass.
You about to lose your rod?
Just about. Good thing I had a hold of it on this other end.
Yeah, you can always pull all the line back in.
Well,
if you ever do that, you usually have your button pushed.
Now he got my darn crawdad, got both legs off of it. Let's get a new one. More it was. Get him?
Yep. Come here, baby doll. He feels like he's
That
got
is a good fish. I see him.
Feels like he's got some shoulders on him. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Very nice. Yeah, nice fish. Come here, baby. Oh yeah, bend that pole. Looky there. Something is eat that fish. Now I don't know. That doesn't look like a bird. That looks like another fish got after that. See that cut?
Oh yeah, I see
You reckon maybe a muskie might have tried to get it or something?
Well, it might have.
Might have been a big muskie tried to get it.
Something did.
That would be a pretty good sized meal for a big muskie, but they get big. You got away, didn't you? Ooh. Said, yeah, that muskie kissed me. I didn't like that. Oh yeah, good fish. No doubt about it, the jigs are catching the bigger fish. You know, that's
about that.
Yeah, that's a good fish right there. Yeah, once we switched to that jig and got down a little, not a lot deeper.
No,
not
it's
much
just,
deeper
I
than
think it's just crawfish. They're wanting it because you've had 2 that had crawdad pinchers sticking out of their gullet.
That's what they're eating.
Yeah.
Fishing a jig really and truly is one of the easiest ways you can fish. And you want to use mostly people like to use a craw on there. And if you'll notice most craws, and like this particular craw right here, the wild thing, it's got sections back here in the back. And even if it doesn't have sections, you can actually use these to make that bait more compact if you want. Just bite off that section or that section or that section, and all of those you still got a nice craw. Now one of the things I like to do if I don't know exactly what I need, sometimes they'll only hit a real compact bait, and so you're going to bite all of this off and simply use that part out here. But I kind of like to start with the entire craw, just like we're doing right here. Honestly, it doesn't matter whether you have the craw up like this. If you're going to do that, then you put the craw way up where the top's in your hand, put that on the hook, bring it in where you want it hanging right straight back with no kink or no bend in it. So you see that craw now is hanging right straight back. Now, in fishing this craw, the majority of the time, quite honestly, and we all know that crawfish crawl along the bottom, but quite honestly, most of the time when I'm fishing a craw, I really don't let it hit the bottom very often. So the majority of the time I'm moving it and swimming it. Now swimming a jig with a craw on it or a little curly tail has become real popular. And in doing that, you know, really all you need to do is throw that thing out there, let it fall, and just slowly, like slow rolling a spinner bait. Just like that, like slow rolling a spinner bait. And that's a good way, that's an excellent way to do it. Forget all the other ways, just do it that way. But just slow rolling it like slow rolling a spinnerbait, because those little craw tails are working and moving, and that'll catch fish. Now, what I like to do is I'd throw it out there, and depending on what, I know I'm in about 5 foot of water, I'll let it fall 3 or 4 foot, pick it up, shake it, and let it fall again. As I get to deeper water, I'm letting it fall a little bit more. If it does hit the bottom, just pick it up and let it fall some more. Looky there. And the moral of that story is, you catch larger fish swimming a jig.